Hey guys, Rick and Duke. Welcome to another episode of Hogg Words of Wisdom, coming to you live. That's right, from the voting booth. Hopefully, you guys, if you're doing early voting, have gotten out there and casted your ballot, doing your civic duty to get out there and vote. Because on this episode of Hogg Words of Wisdom, we're retaking back America. That's right, retaking back America. Let's get some values back into this country that our founding fathers started building for us. In the last 2 years, we have absolutely crushed and destroyed. Before we get into the whole episode, let's do a little bit of quick housekeeping. Guys, don't forget, swing by warhog.com, kellydefense.com. Make sure you sign up for those newsletters. I need to thank you, the viewer, listener, for giving me your most precious commodity, your time to tune in and listen to the show. We couldn't do it without you. So just hit that subscribe button, leave us a rating, review, all that other good stuff to help us beat the AI algorithm. And we'll get into big tech and all their manipulation going on, especially once again during election time. Some these cats that weight power put in check, but that's here. No, we'll get to that in a second. Again, you guys want to be part of a like-minded crew, patreon.com/on the range podcast, man, bi-monthly Zoom call with our patrons, early access to the shows, training videos continue to be loaded up there. As soon as we edit, tweak them, man, we're loading them up. So that thing's starting to get filled up with exclusive content just for the patrons. And again, it's just a great community. We got patrons all over the world. So thank you guys for all your support. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about retaking back America. Let's think about it for a minute. Ask yourself this very question. Are you better today than you were 2 years ago? Let me say that again. Are you better today than you were 2 years ago? I mean, I can tell you for me, the answer is no. Absolutely not. And I'm absolutely astounded and disgusted at what the current administration is doing and how some of my fellow Americans and their thought process is absolutely mind-boggling to jeopardize us, Americans, for our safety, for our finances, for our children, for just our overall country. So let's dig into things here a little deeper, right? Let's hit finances, because that's probably the first and foremost on everyone's case. We've got a federal government that is out of control, that is spending money like nobody's business. And, oh, by the way, we're eating it. Whether it's, oh, I worked and saved money for my kids' education, but don't worry about it. We'll give you guys a break. Well, how about you do this there, federal government, right? And I'm not a big fan of the federal government. And I'll do one inject on something I think they should do here in a minute. But how about you talk to these schools and the rackets that's going on? Because they're money-making machines, right? That's all they are. I'll throw Vanderbilt University under the bus. Vanderbilt sits there and mutilates children for money. They've said it. It's on video. You can't take that stuff back. Right? So you got these young kids that are confused because, again, big tech putting crap in their head. These teachers that aren't in check, sitting there putting crap in their head. And then next thing you know, you've got parents, which personally, if you're a parent taking your child to get mutilated, you probably need to get picked up by protective services and get that kid into some custody where they're going to be loved and taken care of. But here nor there. Vanderbilt basically said, hey, we'll mutilate kids because we're making $40,000+ And oh, by the way, if you're a doctor that rebukes what we say, you'll be why don't we get those cats in check? But they don't, right? Gas prices out of control. Want to sit there and go, oh, it's Putin's fault. Really? How the hell is this Putin's fault? We were energy independent 2 years ago. And Brandon decides day one, stroke of a pen, XL Keystone, gone. Energy independence, gone. Want to push this green agenda deal, which is causing us, the middle class meat of this country, financial hardships. And it's out of control because you, my fellow Americans, are asking the same question. Do I put gas in the tank to go to work? Maybe go to church. Can I go to church? Can I afford to even drive to church? Or am I putting food on the table? You've got families that are down to eating 2 meals a day because they can't afford 3, because this inflation is out of control. And my buddy Pat Harrigan, who's running in North Carolina's 14th district, if you're in the 14th, get out there and vote for him. Great man. But he posed this question: am I leaving my kids a better future or better opportunities than I had? And I'd say at conjunction, no, we're not. We're leaving them worse. It's crazy where we're sitting at. The whole values of the family system is being demined or undermined every single day, every single minute by, this federal government is supposed to be there for us, we the people. Inflation is out of control because the federal government's just spending and spending and spending. Gas prices are out of control because the federal government doesn't want to open up the leases so that we can become energy independent, because they want to push this whole Green New Deal process. So because of somebody's radical idea, and we've already seen that the Bidens are on the take, it's all about their power, their money, and they care less about you. So how do we fix it? We get out and vote. We do our civic duty as Americans, and we go and we vote and we make change. Vote for people that have your values. Vote for people that's going to back you with their decisions when they're up there representing you, the constituent. It's not about them. And I've been exposed to this whole political thing, and it makes me freaking vomitous, to be actually honest with you. How about we get some input from our constituents? Where do my constituents sit? We got to fix the economy first and foremost, right? Because they're hurting. Your dollar doesn't go as far. In essence, you're losing with the current inflation at least a month's paycheck, just because the spending power isn't there. So we got to get our economy fixed. Easily done. Clean out the swamp. Reagan talked about back in the 80s, the same dramas, right? So you think about it, Jimmy Carter, who was the worst president, Jimmy's sitting there happy as all can be because that just changed. Brandon fixed that for him. But that was Reagan's thing. Less government, less spending. What are you spending my tax dollars on? Because let's think about it. If I ran my business into trillions of dollars of debt, I wouldn't have a business. How is it the federal government can get away with it? We've got to put these people in check. Economy, first and foremost. Let's talk about our safety. My God. Do you feel safe going out there? Do you feel safe letting your kids be unsupervised? I mean, when I was a kid, hey man, you're leaving first thing in the morning, pedaling your bike all around town. As long as you're home at night, as the sun's coming down to go get you some dinner, boom, checked in, good to go. Would you even let your kids do that today? No. I mean, you got people getting their kids kidnapped basically because they're getting carjacked. Crime's out of control. And these people, it's okay. They're like, don't worry about it. Cashless bail. You committed a crime, don't worry about it. And they're right back out. We've got to get our crime in check. How do we do that? Punish people. We've got law enforcement officers being killed at an outrageous rate. And again, I'm not a fan of the federal government doing anything because I personally don't freaking believe they can do anything. But here's one thing, and I don't like how much power the federal government has, but I would say this. I believe the power belongs in the states, 100%. But I would say the federal government needs to enact this law. And again, if anyone is listening that's either up on the Hill currently, or if you get elected, goes up to the Hill, first thing I would do is I would pass this law that if you kill a law enforcement officer, it's a federal crime. Oh, by the way, that's punishable by death. You've got to do something dramatic to make change. You've got to make something dramatic to sit there and go, no, we're not killing these cops. We're not going to ambush them. We're not going to just randomly walk up and kill them, because our society has totally lost its values driven by the administration. And again, like I said, I am not a fan of federal government doing diddly, but this is one that I would say inject. And I hate to say it. So those states that don't have capital punishment, sorry, dude, you lose. You kill a cop, you're done. Bottom line. We've got to seal the border. We've had over 2 million illegals. And I love it. They love, the media, mainstream media loves migrants. No, they are illegal. They have broken the law. They have crossed this border illegally. What's their intent? And some can say, oh, they're trying to get away from bad. I don't care. Go through the process. We have a process in place. We talk about immigration reform and everything else. What reform needs to happen? The reform is this: seal the border, secure your border. But everyone knows, hey, come here and you get a free lunch. And who pays for it? You and me. So now you're struggling to pay your bills. You're struggling to put gas in the tank. You're struggling to put food on the table, yet you're paying for some illegal that's not even an American. How do we take care of Americans? How do we get that in check? Seal the border. There's enough fentanyl in this country to kill every single American. Let me say that again. Enough fentanyl importing from communist China, which we think we've got to do deals with China. They're still communist. What do you think that the communists are trying to do? Kill us by pumping this fentanyl in? We've got to stop it. We stop by sealing the border. We've had people on the terror watch lists caught. How many got away? How many terrorists are in this country right now that we don't even know about? And here's the thing. It's like, well, what's this terrorist watch list? Man, you get on the watch list because somehow you've been scooped up somewhere. Somebody's got your stuff, right? But then you got to think, these quote unquote migrants just looking for a better life. Why are they all dumping their passports at the border? Look at the border. The southern border looks like a third world country. Oh, because you got people from a third world country coming in. Why would you want to dump your passport? Because you don't want people to know who you are. We already know the Venezuelans are letting people out of prison, floating them up here. How many Americans have been killed by illegals in this country? It goes on all the time, but we do nothing about it. But we make change by voting. We make change by getting these radical Dems out of office. Their concepts of opening up prisons. No. I want to feel safe. I want my kids to feel safe. I don't want to sit there and wonder, hey, my kids go out the door. Are they coming home today? Is my wife coming home today? If my loved one who's in law enforcement, are they coming home today? I don't want those questions. It's bad enough you got that for your military, especially when the GWAT was going on. Hey, is my husband going to come home? Trust me, the Hogg family, my wife and kids, they felt that pain. They felt that pain. I've fought so we didn't have to do that. Yet this country is turning into a third world country because you've got politicians in there that don't care. They care about themselves. They don't care about you. But we change that by voting. Our kids, man, I gotta, the grooming of our children that's going on right now has got to stop. The sexual indoctrination that's going on at the schools, and some of these politicians making the comments of, well, the children belong to the government, not you, the parent. Have you lost your ever-loving mind? My children are mine. Now, I will caveat this. They are the parents. However, if you're a parent and you're taking your child to be mutilated, sorry. These institutions that conduct these mutilations, i.e. Vanderbilt University, for money, be locked up. Why aren't you calling Child Protective Service? Why are we trying to groom these kids? Why are we trying to cause all this divide in this country? How can you be an American and even have these concepts? It blows my mind. Faith, family, freedom. How hard is that? Instill that back into this country. You know, the list goes on and on of things that's falling apart with this country. But really, those are kind of the big key ones, right? I watch I watch Brandon out there sniffing young girls' hairs. Old creepster. Yet we've got over 20,000 illegal kids they get no accountability for. You basically got the federal government trafficking children as they fly them in these planes of these different organizations. And they go missing. What do you think's being happened? How do we have, check it out. And again, I refer back to the Constitution, right? Boom. If you don't have a copy, get it. And it's funny because I can sit there and open up my Constitution and I'll sit there and scroll all kinds of different things in there. Talks about bail, right? Talks about excessive bail shall not be required. That's a novel concept. We slide over to the 13th. Talks about slavery. Involuntary servitude. It's in the Constitution. Yet the federal government is going for it. We've got human trafficking. We've got people in slavery in this country. And we want to go back and just stir up the dirt of the past. And we don't want to even address the current day issues. We want to cause racial divide. Slavery still goes on in this country. And we don't bat an eye. 13th Amendment, read it. Let's get our facts straight, America. Let's think about it. Women's sports, there are none, right? How is it that, let's think about it, ladies. It's only been about 100 years since women have had the right to vote. Why are you guys not up in arms? Why are you guys not hooping, hollering, screaming? Because basically, if you're a woman, you're getting thrown under the bus back to the 1800s. I mean, who thinks it's a good idea that we all of a sudden this whole sex gender thing goes away? You've got men beating women in women's sports. Men. I don't care what you identify with. Doesn't matter. How did God make you? Let's think about that. Ladies, step up to the plate. Get some things changed. You guys are a powerhouse. You're the majority in this country, 51%. Yet you're just being smashed left and right. Don't do it. Stand up. Get out there and vote. Vote for people that's going to back you. Guys, I say all this, I've said some harsh things, but here's the thing. I love this country more than you know. You can see that big old flag behind me, right? I look at that flag and I see that red and I think of all my mates that have shed their blood, died for this country, lost body parts, whatever the case may be, for the very freedoms that we enjoy. I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution. Yep, this very book right here that I keep referring to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. 29 years believing that. I still believe it today. I take the oath every single freaking day. Why do I have this Constitution here? Man, refer to this thing. It's an amazing document. It's not a living, breathing, changing. The founding fathers were absolute geniuses. And this current administration doesn't even know the book. When the Dawes decision came out, oh my God, you're violating our constitutional rights. I can't find anything in that book about abortion, but I sure do find 10th Amendment, states' rights. And to the best of my knowledge, if you want to bring up this whole abortion issue, which, shouldn't even be an issue, I don't know of a state yet out there that has totally outlawed it. So you bring this up as one of your cases. It's not even a case. How about you understand the laws of this land? about you understand the Constitution? How about you understand your rights? You don't even understand them. You don't even know. Going 10th Amendment. People go, what's the 10th Amendment? Read the book. Read it. You'd be impressed with what's in there, right? It's an incredible document. Yet our very rights that Constitution guarantees us as American, we the people, is being cut so bad. Just ask yourself, are you better today than you were 2 years ago? And the answer is no. Not at all. And the way we make change is we get out there and we vote. Get the trash out of there that is undermining our very values, that's sabotaging what we believe in. And let's get faith, family, and freedom back into this country. Don't worry, guys. We'll make the change. The reckoning is going to happen, without a doubt. And when it does, yeah, America, we're going to start getting back to where we need to be. The powerhouse in this country. Not having people lying to you all the time, not having big tech manipulate. Because shockingly, big tech's in bed with old Brandon and his crew. Think about it. A lot of you guys going, hey, man, losing umpteen gazillion followers on IG. Oh, this is happening. That's happening. Why? I'll tell you why. It's election time. And we've seen it, right? The whole Zuck came out straight up and, hey, the feds, went to him and said, hey, man, suppress this laptop stuff. Oh, the laptop that was real? Oh, the laptop that shows the current administration is on the buy? And then, oh, by the way, as they get richer, we get poorer? That's a novel concept. Why isn't freaking Hunter wearing silver bracelets? Why is the FBI acting like the Stasi? Ask yourself all these questions, man. This is not the America I want for my kids, for my grandchildren, for my next generation. I want change. And in my belief, my opinion, this is the most important election probably of our lifetime. Because think about this. Think about where we're at in just a short 2 years that this moron's been in office. What happens if he's not in check and these crazy radicals go for another 2 years? Are we going to be here? I don't know. Get out and vote, guys. It's your civic duty. It's your right. You should be exercising your rights every single day as Americans. We should know what they are. Get a copy of the Constitution. Read it. It's a short read. Small book. Understand what you can do. Guys, keep your head up. Get out there to the voting booth. Vote for America. Vote for your family. Vote for your pocketbook. Vote for your kids' safety on all different aspects of it. Guys, we will rise to the top. I have no doubt. Closing, don't forget your accountability check. Carry a firearm. Make sure you do dry fire training. Don't forget, get that workout in. What are you grateful for? Again, look for that act of kindness. And I'll take voting as a good act of kindness. Trust me. It would be a great thing for everyone to get out there. And don't think that, oh, man, my candidate's good. He doesn't need my vote. Nope. Get out there and vote. Do it. So, all right, guys, stay strong. 1% better every single day. Don't forget to get your copy of the Firearms Training Notebook over on Amazon. Check out warhog.com, kellydefense.com. Sign up for our newsletters. Exciting stuff getting ready to come out. 2023, get calendar and different classes getting ready to post. You guys that are on the newsletter will be the first to know, first opportunity to sign up for that stuff. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless our troops. And God bless the United States of America. Rick and Duco out.